Hi, my name's Mike Opferman with the physics department, assistant professor for teaching in the physics department here. So I want to talk to you about a couple tips for physics classes and a couple of the common mistakes I see students make. So the first one I wanted to mention is something that's so simple but also really important, which is just to realize that physics courses are challenging. So you're going to have to dedicate some time and some commitment to be able to get through the course. Sometimes we see students who feel like if they attend the lecture, this is kind of enough and they're doing their duty. But I think in a physics class, maybe in other classes as well, I think most of your learning has to happen on your own outside of the classroom. So that means studying on your own, going through the book, going through example problems, things like that. However you learn best might vary a little bit, but having the commitment to actually spend time on your own to work through the material. The second one is physics is the most mathematical of the sciences. So sometimes people, since everything is built on this mathematical framework, get a little bit lost in the math and forget about what's really important in a physics class. So we'll sometimes see people who feel like the right way to do a physics problem is to kind of pick an equation and then start plugging numbers into it. But that's not the right strategy at all. So my second tip is kind of just to have a problem-solving strategy and a way to understand the problems in physics. This can vary a little bit. Your professor can help you out developing this strategy, but it's about taking a physics problem and really turning it into something that makes sense to you by drawing pictures, drawing diagrams, and really understanding what's going on. And you have to lay that foundation at the beginning of a problem before you can actually even worry about any of the math that underlies things. So when you're taking a physics class, you have to realize it's not a math class. We're not that interested in whether you can grind through all the equations. We want to know whether you actually understand what's going on. So the best way to do that is to really develop a problem-solving strategy that you can use throughout the course and throughout all of your physics courses to get you from point A to point B all the way through each problem that you do, instead of trying to have kind of a random approach of just pulling things out of the book, because that's not going to work. The last thing I wanted to mention was just be willing to seek help. A lot of people, I think, sometimes feel like they have to get through it totally on their own, but you have all these resources that your professor provides, the university provides, the physics department provides. You have office hours, you have lots of free tutoring services at Temple, you have each other as well, study groups and working with other people. So if you use all of these things, sometimes you will get stuck in a physics class. Sometimes you will just keep banging your head against the wall about some problem, so you have to get unstuck by having someone help you out and using the resources that are around you, not being afraid to use those things. So I would say those are my three main tips. Spend the necessary amount of time, have a strategy when you're solving problems, and get help if you get stuck.